Hi there, Paul Kirtley here, and I'm here with my good buddy John McArthur from Bear Lake Bushcraft, and today we're going to show you how to make the Roycraft smoke generator.
Let's see, one more. Lots of material now, but okay, well. Okay. The hottest point of this fire is going to be at this apex, essentially. All the hot air is going to travel up. If you have a little bit extra snare wire, some stainless steel wire, maybe from another kit, it doesn't hurt. You could even use electrical wire if you had it, right? But just gives me peace of mind that this is together a little bit better. It's only going to last so long, but it just needs to maybe last that extra 15 seconds to get that very good burn.
Bit of extra redundancy. Paracord will melt, brass wire won't. Paracord's there for the structure as we build it.
Yeah.
Brass wire's there, just keeps it together a bit longer.
Just a tad longer, that's all.
Cool.
Well, I'm ready to put this up. Yep.
Happy with that?
Okay.
What do we need next?
Let's start taking some of the
smalls? Is that the sort of stuff you want?
Yep. If you'll note, it almost looks like a bird's nest down inside. What we're doing, remember, with fire, it likes oxygen, so we're making an oxygen tunnel essentially that will allow the heat to rise easily. It will dry the materials on the inside as it comes up. It will catch the material from the inside and burn out. And as we get out here, but it makes it, I've seen where people have had too much material stuffed in there and it won't burn really well because it's not getting the airflow. But if we make this kind of tunnel, that's our lighting tunnel, when we put our fire underneath, it's going to come straight up and it will ignite our dry material on the inside, and that will give us the best effect. Yes, excellent. And I would say that would be enough dry material there to send our signal.
Nice.
Okay. Ready for the next step? Okay, well, now I just need to kind of establish getting some of the boughs stuck to it, and that's kind of maybe a little bit more of the trickier work to start. But once you get going, so I'm gonna just start putting stuff kind of get them stuck a little bit. But as we get more green boughs, it'll start to become a little bit more stable.
So you're not just sticking them on the top, because I've seen a lot of these type of fires where people just chuck stuff on the top. So you're doing something a little bit more sophisticated here. You're kind of building it around as well.
We're going to build it, and then we're going to evenly distribute to cover this up. So I'm going to just start kind of going around, and I'm getting the materials, and then I might pile a little bit at the end in here just to be able to stick. But the big thing is kind of just getting us started, because here we'll add some green into here to kind of stabilize this, right? This little section, and then but then that gives us more to stick onto.
Right.
But and then that last little bit, right? We also have to have a bit up top, kind of a mass up top that this is going to burn up into.
Yeah.
So just kind of, this is the finicky part of all this, right? So, but this is where, if you rush this part, it's hard to rush this. You can, just the boughs, the green, the dry materials in there, but this is where if you don't take your time, right, it may fall over.
And you're getting rid of the thickest.
Yeah, it might be advantageous like later where you might be able to jam it in here.
Right.
But for now, I'm just I might keep this one long. See, just like that, and then my pocket.
So, okay, if I just start putting some on as well? Yeah.
And I'll kind of get something sorted out for up top right now before we lose it. And you'll see as we'll start to stiffen up, sitting where you want it to. Now, one of the things to start doing, Paul, except for the front here, now we'll start to take the boughs and make them start come down to the ground like that. So start filling in. Now you have something to attach to. You want to start filling in the ball. Nature's Lego blocks.
This is pops, right? See, that's a smoke generator. Well, many of you probably know me from my channel already if you're a subscriber, and if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button below if you like this type of content. But John's new to the channel, and I think it's worth letting John introduce himself. He's got a really interesting background, and over to John.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Hi, everybody at home. I'm John McArthur. I live in northern Alberta near Cold Lake. I'm in the military. I've got about 22 years service with the Royal Canadian Air Force. I've got a lot of time doing ground search and rescue, both for the military and civilian. I've done that for about 18 years. My family comes from Mizogobe, Anishinaabe in northern Manitoba, so I am status Indian by definition, but our people prefer to call ourselves Anishinaabe. A lot of people know them as either Soto if on the French side or Ojibwe on the English. That's where those two, but it's all the same people. So I was pretty lucky growing up. My father spent a lot of time when he was home from sea. He was in the Navy, but to get me out on the land and show me stuff, and it's a very important kind of cultural piece to me to be able to be here on the land. I think we've had this discussion many times. And then, of course, I was very fortunate in 2015. I attended a Karamat Wilderness Ways course, and then I ended up, taking the summer, the winter, and going through the program, as a campy, an assistant, then as an instructor there. And then in 2017, Moores recognized me as a wilderness living skills and survival instructor with a certificate, and that's was kind of a part of my development to make to be better at doing search and rescue and boreal operations, the skills, working on the skills and learning the knowledge base and increasing. So just a lifelong learner. I enjoy being out and meeting new people, and this is a good example of that. Yeah, being out here on the ground, on the land with you.
Well, thanks for doing this with me. Thanks, John.
Appreciate it.
Okay, John, let's just talk a little bit about the provenance, the origin story of this particular smoke generator, because I've seen a few different types over the years, very simple, like Lars showed me a very, very simple smoke generator, but I've seen variants of that over the years. I've only really seen this type from you and the guys associated with this type. What's the connection with Tom Roycraft and the provenance, and how this has kind of filtered down to where you are today?
Okay,
if
so
that makes sense as a question.
Yeah, completely. And I think that it's important to give the credit and the understanding of where a lot of this knowledge came from. So Tom Roycraft was a pararescueman. What that in modern day would be a SAR tech or search and rescue technician, but a pararescueman. He was on class 4 pararescue. Back in those days, they would jump in with a nurse. So there was a paired team. So the pararescueman would be trained in bush skills and be able to do all the grunt work, and the nurse would attend to the patient and that kind of stuff. So that was part of the northern, the dew lines, the distance early warning radars, all those things all kind of came in together, but needing to have people that could go out and do that rescue work. So Tom, after he spent his time as a pararescueman, ended up working as an instructor, and he was the chief instructor at Jarvis Lake. Jarvis Lake is the Canadian Air Forces, Royal Canadian Air Force Survival School, the mountain one where a lot of SAR techs go. And back in the day, there was all kinds of other courses, at the heyday of like the RCF. It was a larger organization. But Tom taught there, and there was a few things that he had developed while he was there, spending time out in the bush. And particularly one was the Roycraft smoke generator, right? And it's a tripod with a cantilever arm, and it holds the duff material up, the dry material up on the inside. It provides a door so that you can get in there and light it, readily available. Because the idea was, if you hear the airplane, you probably have about 2 minutes to get smoke to the surface, right? So if you have prepared the smoke generator correct, you'll definitely do that, and it basically vaporizes the green on the outside. It burns so hot, and then it just shoots a column of smoke up in the air. And that was, where with Tom, he worked on that stuff. And originally, this was a kind of an interesting one. because Moores did some work out at Jarvis Lake. Tom got him out there working, so they worked alongside one another. But the down but not out. They were talking about feather sticks.
That's the manual.
Yes.
That's the Canadian Air Force Survival Manual, right? Okay.
Yeah, so they're talking about down but not out, but they were, in the old manual, the students had to carve 50 feather sticks, right? For the inside to be able to get it hot enough, right? Well, one of the changes that Tom had brought around was, if you use these dry twigs, the bottom of the twigs, like that works. And it saves you so much work, and and it works probably, I would say, arguably better, and you can gather quicker, and it's supposed to be an impromptu or built-up shelter, get it up fast. So you can imagine, like, I've only got 49, next airplane, right? No. So whereas you can go in, get that hug-sized bundle, get it in there quick. And but Tom lived in the Hinton area. He passed away 24th of December 2019. It was just a couple weeks after Moores had passed, right? And there's 12 years difference. Tom was older, so. But they'd spent a lot of time together working on these skills, the bush. Moores accredits Tom for all his, the access, the learning, when he was up and coming, you'd say, right? Up and coming. And then he met Tom, and he was able to, so the two of them together, they made a very symbiotic relationship, and very interested in all that stuff. But the smoke generator was something that Tom had further developed because, you know, it was a simple frame, tripod, that stuff's been around. But just in the way, the manner that it all kind of went together, it when done and done correctly, it's something you can count on in emergency, because that's your 911, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't get a phone, we're out here, right? We got phones, but there's no cell signal,
Yeah.
right? So if you're in trouble and you can hear that airplane, you want to be able to say, hey, look at me, I'm right here.
Yeah.
So, and that's what that does. So it's,
And is this something that's still taught now, or do you think it's still relevant? You know, you're talking about cell phones, you know, the satellite technology, there's InReach and all of these sorts of things. Is this a skill that's still relevant today?
well, being somebody that's done a lot of work in search and rescue, and one gentleman in particular, Richard Smith, a retired Mountie, you know, as the guy that kind of taught us all the ins and outs of search and rescue when I first started, he had a phrase he would say, never trust anything that goes beep. Okay, so if you have, you know, you can have that sat phone, you can have all that stuff, right? But you got to remember the slightest shaking, jarring of that electronics, you know, there might be a fault in that. Maybe that was built on Friday afternoon or Monday morning. There could something go wrong with anything. You could lose it, right?
Yeah.
But again, the more you know, the less you carry, right? But in this case, you're carrying the knowledge to build a signal that will say, I am right here, come get me. So yes, it's good to have redundancies built in your ability to communicate your troubles, or, you know, and a lot of that stuff could be probably alleviated with a good trip plan, letting somebody know where you're going.
But they still, like, you still might be injured, they might have the trip
Exactly.
plan, you know someone's coming to look for you, but you still, this is a big area, and from the air it just looks like a big area of green, right? And
Yeah.
if
you can put that up there.
Yeah.
It's like a finger pointing back down to you, right? So it's a very, I would say, very valid, because when all else fails, right, you're going to have to ensure that those skills that you have and the, you know, the materials at hand will allow for you to be seen. And that's what the, I guess, the big takeaway is. Yes, it's absolutely still important.
And the other thing that I'm always reminded of when I come somewhere like this, not so cold today, but a few days ago it was very cold, is that electronic stuff just doesn't work. The batteries
suffer.
fail. Like we were trying to film something the other day, and the camera batteries on this camera are supposed to run for about 3 hours, right? And it did about 10 minutes and then just died because it was minus 27 or something. So any portable electronic device is going to have the same issues, right?
And you think about, like, in a search, a ground search, well, they're looking for you on the ground, but it may happen from the air. And, you know, a spotting plane way up there is going to long get to you, or at least narrow it down for the ground crews to get into you. So there's such an incredible skill, and it does such a good job. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Okay.
Don't tie my hands to it.
It's a witch stick.
I see.
God, there's a witch.
I hear you studied the weekend.
Oh, that's the last one. Okay, can you lift it for me at least?
Oh, I'm waiting for you to get in the shot. None of that was in the shot that you just did.
Do you want me to redo it?
No.
Spin it, please. Let's start the wicking.
So what's this for, John?
Transferring the fire from your camp fire to the signal, and it comes with a twig bundle, so you get an intense heat, and when you put that in underneath, it will ignite the rest of it. So the last thing I think I'll do just before I'm just going to open up the hole nice. So that when we go to do this, we're unencumbered. So you'll see I'll take a little bit of what's left over here. No better place than to put it underneath. I'll just push it in just so it's under. There. I'd say that we're boat ready for rescue. Just need a helicopter to come. Okay, so we're gonna get to the point now where we're about to light our Roycraft smoke generator, and this is to simulate if we were in our camp, right? It's a survival camp, so we would have a fire going. Now we are probably getting to the situation where it'd be optimal. We can hear some kind of airplane, helicopter, and this is now our chance to put our signal up so it can be seen. Okay. So we've already prepared our witch's broom here. So all I'm going to do is use this to transfer fire in underneath.
burning.
Burning.
So there we have it, the Roycraft smoke generator. Thank you, John.
problem.
Any final words?
Well, I just want to come back to where we were talking earlier, and don't trust things that go beep. Know this because it's extremely effective. We were able to put our signal up with a few simple tools and some knowledge.
Cool. Thanks, John.
All right, perfect. Thanks.
Yeah. See you on the next one.
Yeah.